Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Pro and NOOB, the Pro and NOOB podcast, legally distinct, just in case. Mitch 692, Jarod. We are here with the start of the war on Paradis, part 1 of 6 for this arc, because it's a meaty boy. So yeah, episode 60, 61, 62. And things are kind of getting crazy. 60, 61, 62.
No, because we're...
No. I'm looking at the completely wrong part.
I'm like, wait a minute, no.
This is... No, we are on 69,
Yeah.
70, 71.
Because I remember laughing at, like, what was it, like a reasonable argument for 69 was like how I was hearing that in my mind, and I chuckled about it.
Yeah. Experience everything at once. I'm still in the Eren Yeager mindset. Not quite.
I hope not.
Mindset.
I hope not.
No. I mean, by the end of this, who knows? I
mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to be with any dirty Jaegerists or anything.
Before we start, I had to say this. I don't have to say it, but I was finding it deeply funny. The way Eren looks now, especially at the end of this, when Flock gives him the coat, with the top knot, the coat, everything, he's the spitting image. And I've never told him this because I feel like he'll either love it and it would scare the shit out of me, or he will hate me for the rest of my life because he's that sort of person. One of my oldest friends is the spitting fucking image of Eren right now.
That's so funny.
And I haven't been able to look at him the same way since. It's like, I love you. You're like a brother to me.
But you remind
me. Change the fucking look.
Because you look just like this scary little fashy boy. That's funny. That's really funny.
Not that he's ever had a fucking top knot.
Yeah.
Ever, but it's like you're a top knot away from being like.
I will say I miss my top knot. I miss having one. But every so often I see one in the wild or I see one in media and I'm like, that was me one day.
Are you a samurai?
No.
Then you can't have a top knot.
I felt like I was giving Jedi though. I was giving like wartime Jedi.
Wow, the watered down samurais of space.
Okay,
Western.
First of all, let's not call it watered down. That shit's way too complicated to ever call it watered down. But that's not even me making a defense in its honor. That's just me saying it's like way too inside.
Oh, really? Because it sounded like typical Jarod, like shield up. No.
Okay, did you say Jarod shield up, like holding up a shield, or that I was shilled?
Yes, that's why the
or that I was
why.
Well, shilled I mean, up.
Yes, yes to all.
But no, you and I were joking right before we started that, like, you know, I am hungry to get through as much of this as I can as quickly as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that is Road to Doomsday. Part of that is we are now officially in the realm of Marvel TV, and I just like dual wielding Pro and Noob and Road to Doomsday is just going to be really difficult. And part of it is like I'm ready to just kind of speed run the rest. Part of it is also every time I get to the end of the 3rd episode, I feel like I just want to press play on the next one. And I think it's interesting because this is the first time I've really been like that for Pro and Noob. I got that way in like the back 25% of Evangelion because shit was just getting so weird that I was like, I need this to eventually make sense. Spoilers, it doesn't.
Oh, it does. You've got to be dumb.
I got the big dumb. Fuck you. That's so rude. That's so mean.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. From the man that every time I open my mouth about Star Wars or Spider-Man suits, to go back to last week's episode, it's bad take. Bad take. Bad take. Oh, you're illiterate. Bad take. Like, wind your fucking neck.
Okay. All right, fine. But, you know, but like Evangelion's so weird. I was like, okay, I really liked it, but it was that back chunk and into the rebuilds that I was like, I need everything right now. But it was so weird and it was so overwhelming that it was like I did for a lot of the time appreciate the fact that my schedule did not allow us to do multiple in a day and stuff like that. And Cowboy Bebop, I think I'm pretty solidly on the record. Maybe I should give it a try without ads. But like I just the pacing of Cowboy Bebop didn't really work for me. Again, I think it's good. I think it's brilliant. I love what it's saying. I just don't think I love the clip that it moved at. So like I wasn't like chomping at the bit for the next episode of Cowboy Bebop. Dan to Dan was special because I had just lost my job at the time, so it was like I need something to fucking do. And we were like blitzing through so we could get to season 2, and I was beginning to start laying the groundwork for Road to Doomsday. So like that was more akin to how I've been doing Attack on Titan, is like capitalizing on every available minute I have that I'm not doing something else. But with Attack on Titan, I've really found myself, again, the element of I want to finish this so I could put Road to Doomsday on the forefront for the TV stuff there. I have found myself, like I said, just like I will hit that to be continued on the last of the episodes I'm watching for the session, and be a little frustrated and disappointed because like I just want to watch more. And this is the first time I'm like legitimately regretting the format because I just want to keep watching and I'm not allowed to. Like it's the fundamental rule of Attack on Titan or of Pro and Noob that I find myself tempted to break. I have found myself tempted to just like scroll through the episodes more than I ever have before. And obviously I've resisted that temptation, but like
So you can't do that now. Not when we're
no,
here.
of course not.
Not
No, like
we're so close but so far.
And there are like it's especially because this is the show we're going into where like I have had the most by osmosis exposure that puts the experiment in peril. I know I have to be really careful about that. I've had to be very careful online, particularly for Attack on Titan, more than I have for other things, just because
it's everywhere.
It's not even that it's everywhere. It's that like I have, because like I recently got YouTube Premium because my girlfriend and I switched cell phone providers, but on both the Nerd Academy YouTube account that I'm typically logged into on this computer, and because I left my now premium account logged into this computer, I have on both accounts informed the algorithm that I like Attack on Titan because of the amount of times we've pulled up the intros. So like now I am getting recommended like Attack on Titan explained shit. And I'm getting recommended like Attack on Titan Iceberg, Attack on Titan, and I have to like scroll past. Don't even look at the thumbnail. Keep going. Like I have like held my hand up enough to like see a title that I found interesting and held like.
We should get you a Pro Noob YouTube account.
That's not a bad idea. Honestly, that's not a bad idea because like I had a little bit of that with Evangelion because we like pulled up the intro a couple times and like we watched trailers a couple times, that I got the occasional Evangelion explained, the lore of Evangelion explained, but like the imagery for those like in the thumbnails and the imagery for Evangelion in general is so cryptic, is so weird that I never really found myself in peril of like figuring something out I wasn't supposed to. If anything, my obsession with the imagery of Evangelion took me off the correct path a couple times of understanding the show. So it's just been really freaky for me, and trying to like stay pure, like the closest thing. And I will say this very earnestly. It's something I saved in my watch later that I'm very excited to bust into when we're done with all this. It's like a 2 hour, it's over like 2 hours long. And the title was Attack on Titan is a twisted retelling of the Bible. And I looked at that and went, huh, interesting.
You might have to send me that.
I looked at that and I went, I can see what it's going for, but no fucking clue about the like. I don't know. Like you're gonna like you need to land the plane for me. Like I like broad strokes. I see what you're going for. Save that to watch later. Scrolled past so hard. Like so all of that to say, I have been really excited because I want to listen to people who understand this text, who understand this art form better than me, talk about it in like in like a pseudo academic setting, and I'm really excited for that. Like I am excited to be as into Attack on Titan as I feel like I'm about to be, and do it without the, even though I love doing it and I love working with Mitch and I love Mitch and he's one of my dear friends, the shackles of pro and noob and how it like dictates that I watch things. So I just but let that be a testament to like this is the first time I'm really like, hey, I'm off today. Do you want to build recording 4 times around a doctor's appointment I have? Like, where I am just being absolutely ridiculous and like
He is.
psychotic. With
This
my
man has
time.
murdered me. Absolutely murdered me. I'm too old to be doing this.
But yeah, but these 3 episodes are.
I say that.
Sorry.
I say that, and it's purely, I was the one. I was like, I will do whenever the fuck you want. I will.
And I took you up on that.
I took you. Yeah, you did.
Mitch was like, "We'll record on the beaches. We'll fight in the fields."
I went Churchill.
You Churchilled me on it, and I said bet. But no, these episodes were interesting. I can say I was not anticipating to go back to the well of political conspiracy. At least not domestically. At least not domestically. Like I was expecting some amount of,
which is really funny. It's really funny you say that actually, because our second coup d'état.
Yeah.
One officially bloodless. I want to point that out.
You're right. Fair enough. They
officially bloodless.
There's been enough time.
This one,
there's been enough time that I cannot directly correlate like the cause and effect. I mean, I can connect the cause and effect of Erwin's coup to this, but like it's not like one coup begat another coup immediately after it. It was long enough that yes, Erwin's coup was bloodless. Aaron's, however, already body count.
This is like the epitome of, was I right? Yes and no. It happens. Not here. Yeah. This one is a no. This one, yes.
So
R.I.P. the poop loop.
I am glad he's dead. Aaron okay, scored.
All right, Flug.
Aaron Jesus. Scored. How dare you? Aaron scored like a 1.2 like appreciation point back from me for killing that freak specifically.
I mean, Aaron didn't do it.
Aaron caused it. And I'm not giving Flock credit for a motherfucking thing.
Flock is the reason why.
Either way.
Flock.
But no, I found these these episodes interesting. I felt the tension of putting Gabi and Falco with Sasha's family coming from a mile away. Like I was like the moment you hear a voice go, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" I was like, "Oh boy, this is not going to be good." But
it was fine.
It was fine for now. Yeah, totally. Damn. But I saw that come from a mile away. That said, I still love the execution. I love how it's being handled. You know,
because that poor little girl, her walls are just going like bang, 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 crumble, fall apart, shatter, whatever, bang.
Well, what I love so much about it is, it's always an interesting dynamic when you have somebody who has fallen hook, line, and sinker for and has been so adequately indoctrinated in certain dogma and propaganda that Gabi is like, she is, I think, as devout as an Eldian can be about like buying into their own apartheid. Again, I think on some level it is a survival thing. I think on some level she knows it is horse shit, but
it's like
but it's a survival mechanism.
Grish's letter to I say Grisha's letter to Eren, but the note on the
Yeah.
back of the photograph where it's like, I lived in paradise, and like you see where it came. It's like, is that paradise?
Yeah.
Is that actually paradise? Clearly not.
But no, I really liked it. You know, what I like a lot is what I really like is that I can't quite tell what is inside of Falco's head. Like I can't tell if Falco is I can't quite tell. Like I can't narrow down like the exact percentage of whether or not
I
Falco is
think
in
Falco.
survival mode or if he is in
I think he's
like we were wrong. Like I think there's a level to.
I think it's a
That's
bit
what
of
I'm saying.
both.
But I'm really excited to see which one is the dominating force. How much of that is survival and how much of that is an acknowledgement of we got this wrong. Like because he was exposed
he's
to
the inverse of Gabi,
yeah,
right?
100%.
I say get Gabi, sorry, but like where Gabi's in the. Okay, I wouldn't say Gabi's in survival mode necessarily. Where she's struggling with the whole, everything's kind of been a lie up to this point. Falco's more accepting of that.
Yeah.
So you have that sort of an inverse to each other. So whatever Gabi's mindset is at, just flip it.
Yeah,
Falco.
and
I think that's the safest bet.
it's just really compelling and interesting stuff, and I really really love it. And I'm excited to see things come
It's sort
to
of
a
like the
head.
perfect punishment sort of thing.
Oh yeah, you're being shown mercy by somebody who you do not
The
deserve
family
it
that you
deserve it from. You
yeah.
know that's it's brilliant. So I'm really enjoying that dynamic. I really like that Kaya immediately clocks it. She didn't clock it. She fucking heard them.
she heard them fucking shouting.
She didn't clock it. She had ears. But
which is one of my favorite little subversions because you get this sort of shit all the time and they never hear it. It's like, well, how did you never hear it? You were right there. You were too close not to hear anything.
Yeah.
And she's just like, you're shouting about going back. Of course I fucking know.
Yeah, like
fucking Mali. You're from Mali.
Come on now. But no, I really appreciate that element to it as well. It's just been really interesting to have somebody be put in this situation where you're experiencing mercy and kindness, but you're so programmed that you cannot accept this as mercy or kindness. Is really fascinating.
I also really like how they handle the whole why did my mum have to die?
That was so
that whole scene is crazy.
That was so chilling because it was one of those instances of watching it get something we've talked about a lot, something you've invoked very fervently, is the element of it's downstream from the dreams getting snatched away and dreams being crushed and destroyed, which is the children who have to grow up way too fucking fast. And obviously we see that with the scouts. Obviously we see that with the warrior program. We also see that with these kids who have not served. We see that with these kids who have not been put in a situation where they are told, we need people who are going to fight. We need people who are going to die. Here's some ODM gear. Here's a sick cape. Here's some swords. Good luck. And even the people who don't have that have had to grow up so precipitously fast that like it is a moment where I fully believe the maybe a little too intellectually developed child or a child saying something that is a little too intellectually developed for their age. Like, because on one hand, at first, it did feel like a very childish, but my mom didn't do anything. But like, it was the way that Kaya immediately had a rejoinder where she was like, okay, so this happened 4 years ago. And what you're talking about was a century ago. So my mom wasn't even alive. Okay, you were to go back 1,000 years extra. My mom never left this island in the time she was alive. So what do you mean? Her death was like some cosmic retribution for a sin she committed against you. Like that was it was a conversation that that had childish underpinnings in the way that they're arguing about it, but the arguments being made We're like, this is
It's handled so well.
it's handled so
Handled
well,
so
and like
well.
again, it's like you're too little to have these thoughts in your
This
head.
conversation.
You know, like it is, you know, and it's a real world thing, and it's depicted here beautifully of that, you know, you're a kid, you should be worried about turning in your homework and, you know, whether or not Stacy likes you. Like that is the beginning and the end of what you should be worried about, like figuring out who you are and who you want to be. That should be your problem, not worried about some weird like ethnic war that has been going on that you only just found out was an ethnic war. You're too young to know what a race war is. Like, there's no reason.
I can't think how old Gabby is at the minute.
I just kind of assumed they were in that like 13,
Kid?
14, 15 range. That
12.
She's 12. Fucking hell.
12, 13. 12, 13. 12, 13.
That is horrific.
Yeah, because they the 13 years for the Titan. I think we had this conversation before, I think. 13 years for the Titan, they die on the 27. Or they get eaten on the 27 to pass it on. So 12, 13. Yeah, horrific.
Absolutely horrific.
I don't even think I was conscious when I was 12. To be quite honest, I have no.
I was a little too conscious when I was 12. I was like 10 years old and I was watching the news. I was that kid.
Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad.
I was having actual arguments.
I think I might have just like seen Aliens after having watching Alien a couple of years before.
I was having political arguments when I was 11 about the financial crisis.
In your symbolism,
in my symbolism slides. Like it was I remember I remember my mom telling me. My mom basically hit me with a Jarod, you're scaring the hose. I was like in 4th grade, and it was like at the 2008 presidential election was happening, where like Obama was about to be elected. And I remember like, and there was like a school election, you know, like, which again, like, what is the point of this in this lily white racist ass hick fucking town? What is the objective of putting like fake ballots in front of half of these kids who have definitely heard their parents called Obama the N-word? And I remember arguing with them, and I remember my teacher just contacting my mom going, why the fuck does this 11-year-old know who Bernie Madoff is? What? And I'm like, I watch the news and I watch Saturday Night Live every night, every weekend. Like, so like I there's a little bit of.
This is like the inverse real world version of having your childhood stolen. And this is how you become the too woke Eren Yeager.
Yes. I Jared Douglas Bachman Stubbs am the woke Eren Yeager.
Oh, Douglas, wow, classic.
But
that's one way to duck yourself on stream. I, full government name, am the woke Eren Yeager.
I mean, I've been doing this shit for so long. I've always used my full name. I'm a Google search away. I mean,
fair.
There's articles about me from high school like hosting cabarets and shit. They're also funny if you know where to look. But
this man's gonna grow a top knot and dye his hair blue.
I had a top knot and I was blonde. Like,
yeah, but it's not blue. It's not blue. You got to be like the woke image.
Oh, I have to be like an SJW caricature. Like I need.
You know the woman that screamed 10 years ago when Trump got inaugurated. Yeah, you got to be
to lead my woke jihad. Yeah. But no, all that stuff is really good. No, but on the political intrigue side of things, I find myself a little frustrated with Connie and Jean at the moment, because if I have a criticism, honestly, it is. Sorry, the mail just got dropped off, so Naya's going ape shit, and she only does it when I am in the middle of a thought. One moment. Okay. I can't believe that worked, but something that normally doesn't work. Just yelling Naya, chill. But I'm a little frustrated with Connie and Jean, and I'm a little. I think they're being done a disservice at the moment.
Interesting.
I just think they're being a little reactionary towards Aaron right now. Like, they have every right to be angry with him. I am angry with him and his decisions. And I don't blame them.
Were they his decisions?
I don't. Well, hold on. I don't blame them for putting Sasha's death at his feet. Like, that stuff I don't have a problem with. I think Connie was a little intellectually dishonest.
Well, the whole laughing.
Yeah, like that's a half truth, and that was a little frustrating because that doesn't seem like it's in Connie's character. You know, like he might be.
See, I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't think Connie has the wherewithal to understand that he said her last words were her asking for meat, and Aaron clearly chuckles at the fact that, holy shit, Sasha was on her deathbed and with her last breath said, "I'm hungry." You know, like that's like finding out I died while like arguing about why The Force Unleashed is good.
I believe it.
Like, it's like, oh, what were Jared's last words as he died? He said Starkiller's a really like profound, complex character, and then his heart gave out. And like, and you and everybody who knows me would chuckle a little bit. That my last words.
I don't know if anyone would chuckle. I can't see Alden chuckling at that. I think Alden would get in there. Oh, of course he did. No, God, fuck's sake.
There would
He was taking L's into his last breath. Like, God
on
damn.
Some level,
I could see Alden being like that.
But okay,
Scotty, yes, Scotty and Jerry, I absolutely.
Even there, though, even there, and like even like Travis and Spencer and Case and Bill, whatever. Like, on some level, somebody would be able to find humor in that.
I mean, yeah,
that his final moments were spent fighting a losing argument,
taking another L, yeah.
And then somebody would laugh and then immediately get upset. Partially because they're upset about my passing, and then partially maybe upset with the fact that like they heard something and they laughed and they were your last and they got upset that like, oh, like I laughed at this thing. And that's a normal thing with people who are grieving, to like, you know, find humor in the moment and then immediately like retreat back from it and feel shame. You know, I think Aaron, while he is kind of at his worst, kind of at his least human feeling right now, had a very human moment where he went, "Oh, that's Sasha." You know, she was a snacker to the last.
I completely agree. I think what you're doing right now is not giving Connie and John that human moment. It's so easy to hear someone laugh in that moment, especially when you know it's their fault.
Sure.
And to not immediately be like, why the fuck are you laughing? You don't get to laugh.
And well, again,
because we're not logical creatures, we are emotional
creatures. I would have liked that moment a lot more in that scene on the airship. If they're aboard that Zeppelin and Aaron goes, she's hungry, and then he got upset and started crying like he does, and then Jean and Connie are like, hey, guess who gets to laugh about our dead friend always being hungry? Us. Guess who doesn't get to laugh? The guy who got her killed. Then fuck you.
That's so like, oh, they should have felt this in that moment at the time. Like, no, they've had time to detach from that now. So, you know, it's like how opinions change in movies, right? They've just been stewing.
Sure, and that's fair. I feel it just seemed a little out of character for Connie, who like has all. It's like,
it's 100%.
I don't want to say because I don't necessarily want to say that Connie's always been a voice of reason, but he has been a voice of normalcy,
Mm.
like
Yeah,
because he
yeah,
is
yeah.
kind of just
That's why I think it
because
works.
he is just kind of a kid who became a part of this,
Mm,
as opposed to Armin, who's
mm.
this savant, and Mikasa, who has her own weird psychology going on. Obviously, Aaron, like he kind of
And
serves
apparently an heir to an entire country.
right. I don't know. It just kind of shocked me to hear Connie kind of talking out of both sides of his
I
mouth, and the way that they are so distrustful of Aaron at this point, I don't know how it makes me feel because they have backed his lunatic fucking plays for so long that part of me goes, now's the time you're not going to let him cook. Like now's the time where you like draw a line and go,
yeah, because this is the one that's got after this long has got one of them killed.
right. And again, I'm like, I that's what I'm saying is I'm of
Because here's
two
the thing,
minds with
I
it.
wouldn't fault I wouldn't fault any of them. Any it didn't even have to be Sasha. You could take the core 3, take any one of them out in that situation, and you're gonna have the exact same conversation. I again, I think it falls down to one of those, it's out of character, therefore it's in character.
I don't disagree with you on that at all. Like I said, it's just I am of two minds with it, and
I find it insanely human, that moment he had there.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I just think I am just a little
'Cause as he says as well, it's a perspective that I don't know if I could ever truly understand. Like, maybe earlier in my life, but maybe not necessarily now. The whole what's the line? "We were twins, and I feel like I've just lost half of
yeah,
me." Mm, mm.
really gut wrenching shit.
I like, you when you're in that sort of situation, when you've had, like, a death that close to you, you do not act like yourself.
I
You do will just be saying shit.
I I get it academically because as I've said before, I am lucky and fortunate enough that I have not experienced that close of a loss comparatively.
Mm,
Obviously I live with and love a person who has, and I again, it's one of those like academically I see it and I get it. And like I don't fault Connie for it. I don't fault
mm,
Jean for it. I just like there felt like there was a level of malice I have not seen in Connie's character that I almost look at that and go, is is the show running cover for Aaron right now? By making his what is normally his like most fervent supporters his now most vocal critics, is the show
mm.
running cover for Aaron. Because it's one of those instances where it's like just because a piece of media depicts a bad thing does not mean that the author endorses that bad thing.
Yeah,
But there's
yeah.
also a level of how much runway are you going to give your bad actor like protagonist to get away with doing bad things, and how valid are the
Mm,
criticisms of the people around him? And that is, those are one of those like dynamics that I think get lost in the sauce of the like, oh, Frank Herbert thinks Paul Atreides is good. No, that's why Dune Messiah exists, because he's fervently going, you stupid son of a bitch, Paul is a lunatic. He may have had like, and you can debate where along the way Paul Atreides goes from we need to defeat, the Harkonnens because of XYZ and good reasons, and we're going to empower the Fremen because of XYZ good reasons. And at what point it turns into I am Lisan Agaib, fuck all y'all. Like
mm,
when does that turn from one thing to another? That's one of the things that I think goes woefully under discussed with Anakin's turn to the dark side, is that it starts in a I get it place. He
mm,
comes by the
mm.
decisions he makes, horrible decisions, unforgivable decisions, from an honest place. But it is not that long before he is making it clear his intentions is to overthrow the emperor.
Mm,
Like he is not
mm,
even in a suit yet. And he is talking about I'm more powerful than the chancellor, I can overthrow him. Like, and how that idea clicked into his mind immediately, that once you end up in a tailspin like that, like there's just a moment where your brain just shifts to being incredibly self-serving. And it doesn't matter how much lipstick you put on that pig of altruism that you want to put on there. Like there, on some level, this is about you.
Yeah.
And you're going to let people follow you into ruin because this is about you. And I think it's a really difficult dynamic and a really difficult balance to strike to make it not necessarily clear, because I don't think it's fair to say the author need make it clear, but I think it's also apparent to the author's soul what arguments are getting made against your protagonist. Like what decisions are being made to counteract them doing something that is radical, that is extreme. And I that's one of those moments where my ears perk up where I go, why is Connie of all people all of a sudden? Hell, I don't even think that would have bothered me as much if it was Jean, who can, as much as I like Jean as a character, be kind of a prick. Like I don't even think I would have minded this as much as if it was Jean. But Connie feels like he's being knowingly dishonest in the way he's framing what happened, and doesn't care because it's an opportunity for him to throw stones at Aaron. And you brought it up, how, like, oh, is Aaron being controlled by Zeke, whatever. I don't know if there's more that will elucidate why that could be more of a potent argument in like more of these flashbacks over the last couple of years. Aaron as a person to me does not strike me as somebody who could be that easily like just controlled. Obviously. That's why we're here.
We don't know what happened in those.
We don't know. We don't know. I don't know. I don't personally know. It doesn't seem like they know that much. But like, I find it hard to believe that, like, how do I put this? I don't necessarily find it hard to believe that Aaron could have the wool pulled over his eyes because he is so single-minded in so many things. What I do find it hard to believe is that like somebody like Zeke could just take control over somebody so stubborn and self-centered and be able to like, yeah, I don't think Aaron is beyond manipulation, but I do think Aaron is above being enthralled. And that is, and like, and then those are one of those instances where it's like, I know this about Aaron. Like, I'm like surprised y'all are this quick to jump here. But yeah, I've been going for a minute, so I apologize.
It's the whole point of the show, Jared.
I felt like you had something to say, and I've been going for a minute. That's why I wanted to yield.
I can't, to be honest. If I had anything to really be like, I could have done without this. This doesn't do anything for me in the slightest. Is the whole Mikasa thing. And hey, here's what's been behind this bandage I've had this entire time that you've never really seen because I wear long sleeve shirts. And I'm just apparently an heir to a royal Far Eastern family.
Can I be honest? I'm so less interested by that and wish we got more of like the Ackerman lore as a whole. Like that was just kind of like, oh yeah, you have that. Levi's your cousin, at least your cousin. We don't know the exact nature of the relationship.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Don't know if all Ackermans are related or not.
I assume that there is a relation. I think it would be wild if these characters had the same last name and they weren't connected. But
it's a topic of debate with Attack on Titan. No one can really seem to agree.
The fact that nobody can really seem to agree means that there is not a hard answer that is landed on, which is absolutely fucking hilarious to me. We have reached Star Wars Legends levels of convoluted with how Titans work.
No. Titans are so there's nothing convoluted about that. Nothing.
I just mean the layers of mystery. Like it feels like a Russian nesting doll of reveals. I think
it is.
And to me, that is inherently a convoluted thing. Like there's like a, okay, it's this and then it's this.
I think to be convoluted, you can't. There's got to be like a no reason for it to be that complicated.
I don't necessarily agree.
There's no justification. Like Star Wars is for me, the convolution of Star Wars is people have tried to justify fucking everything by making it more convoluted and complicated. Attack on Titan is convoluted, complicated by design. Therefore, it's justified. Therefore, it's not convoluted.
No,
complicated.
I
think there's just stark difference there. Star Wars was never designed to be like that. People made it into it. Attack on Titan is that by design.
Which inherently means it's that. Not the point. Either way.
No, to me, convoluted
is
just
deeply funny that with however many plates were spinning at any given time with this show, the Ackerman relation is never addressed beyond, oh, hey, they're the same last name, moving on. No. Fucking hilarious.
It's not. This is the thing from the Star Wars guy. He's so used to having everything explained. Okay. Not everything needs to be explained. Not everything needs.
I agree that not everything needs an explanation.
The minutia.
I agree on that. Thank you. My thing is I get excited to know. I like to know. I don't need to know.
Because you are too Star Wars pilled. That's why.
I like knowing stuff. It's fun.
I agree, but you don't know everything.
I don't know everything. We don't know everything. There's lots of things we don't know about Star Wars. They've never been defined.
Yeah, because the convoluted motherfuckers haven't written it yet.
Either way. But
thank God they made the EU canon, not canon. Thank God.
There's more good than bad there.
Yes, magical thinking throne. Yeah.
Well, that's a funny thing. There's still more good than bad. But yeah, no, but this has been really interesting. I'm excited to see where this goes. Aaron this goes to like something we brought up a while ago, which is like the cult of personality, right? And
week 6.
That is
nearly 20 episodes ago.
Yeah. This is where the rubber meets the road for that kind of thing. You know, okay, you can make a good speech. You can individually do acts that make people look up to you and want to follow you. Can you actually functionally lead?
Yeah.
Is a very different conversation. Then can you command a crowd? Can you lead? Those are two very different things. And I'm very excited to see how that shakes out.
Now that you've met the Jaegerists, you know it's the whole thing. There is a insane conversation that's online, and it has been since the fucking beginning.
Okay.
Where people think Irvin would be a Jaegerist. I think you had to be batshit fucking crazy to believe that. There's not a chance in fucking hell that man's a
That's
Jaegerist.
An interesting idea.
It's interesting that I fall heavy on that. Fuck off. There's no way. There's no way.
I mean, ideologically, I see the math. I see the math. I also see Erwin as somebody who, like, despite playing the cool, reserved leader, Erwin is also incredibly reactionary. And Erwin does make a lot of, like, really extreme game time decisions. And I think if Erwin looked at a situation that said, okay, we are about to run out of time on Zeke. Their intelligence is going to die with him. Like, crucial intelligence is going to die with him. Incredible power is about to die with him. We need to act, and we need to act now. I would not be surprised if Erwin backed Aaron's play for his little, like, you know, Black Op mission that he went on.
See, I don't know if I agree with that.
I would not be surprised. I mean, but again, like, Erwin also, like, I don't know. Part of me says probably not, because, but like, Erwin also, I think a lot of what is so crucial to the anti-Jaegerist faction is that they are institutionalists at their core. And Erwin always struck me as somebody who was less invested in institutions than he was with, like just getting the job done and like living up to the mandate. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if Irwin would have considered himself a Jaegerist. I also can't look you in the eye and say Irwin would not support the move. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think he would call himself a Jaegerist. But I think Irwin would also be able to go like, no, we need to move now, because Irwin is a we need to move now guy.
Yeah,
You know, and like it's because he makes such extreme decisions that, like, you know, he was incredibly decisive. So I don't know. I'll have to see, like, I'll have to see what all like the Jaegerist like movement is trying to accomplish here. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, I don't know. Does Aaron like get with Zeke, come up with a plan, and then come back with his tail between his legs and go, "Hey guys, sorry I had to bug out and that Premier Zachary got assassinated, but we have bigger fish to fry. I'm not going to be alive much longer anyway, so let's take care of this and then we'll sort it out. Deal?" Like, if Aaron comes back like that, I think Irwin would be supportive of it. But if Aaron is going to waste precious time and resources on like waging a civil war while Marley is like bearing down on Paradis, then no, absolutely not. I think he may be able to like meet him halfway, but that's the most. So I'll need to see more game tape before I have an opinion on that.
That's fair. I'll let you off with that one. Just like how all, you know, Peak's having a little peak. I really forced that segue into that one. I'll let you off, just like how Peak's letting them off.
Not the most elegant thing you've ever done, but I'll forgive it.
Yes, because Attack on Titan with big, giant flesh mechs is elegant in its approach to combat. I just throw that in.
Yeah.
I think Attack on Titan could be quite elegant in how it's told. There's the tapestry of AOT.
But yeah.
I think that's... Is that all you got?
That's all I got.
And I was actually wrong as well.
About what?
The intro doesn't change.
It doesn't? At all?
It changes. It hasn't changed. I said it's going to change with the arc.
Oh, can we talk about the intro a little bit? Can we talk about the intro a little bit?
Sure. It's my second. I don't know if it's my second. It's my joint favorite intro.
I will say this is one of those instances where like I'm less like captured by the cinema of it, and I'm more captured on a production level.
Oh, I love it.
Don't get me wrong, the visuals are great. I really love, again, like the horrors of war, like war machines wreaking havoc, like the birds falling from the sky, and then that being mirrored by the Titans, and like that almost like marble statue of what looks like Aaron getting ready to go on a rampage. Like it is like,
I think that's the 9 as well. I think people have worked out, or you can find pictures online highlighting where there's actually 9 times.
I figured the other 9 were there. It's just like he's just so like in the thing. But there's a really,
at least the Colossus.
There's a really funny production quirk that I quite like. I'm gonna pull up the intro real quick. So
is it where they just? I know they're not copying it exactly, but it's the Lion King bit.
What do you mean?
You know where they're marching like this, and it's just the hyenas looking at sky.
No, not that.
Like, I know what it's obviously doing, but I see that and I just hear Scar. It's like, funny hyenas. I can't remember how the fucking song goes.
Hold on.
The old be prepared moment.
It almost sounds like a frantic cyborg choir.
Oh, that ba ba dee that's the ba ba dee dee da.
But it's the specific like yeah that part I fucking love.
Oh, the la 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 da 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 da. Beep 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 da ba 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 yes.
Like it hits especially hard, like on the statue of Aaron.
Has no meaning, by the way.
So good. That specifically. That like it feels very
Lastis or Rastis.
It's very it very much feels like a I mean, you know, it's very Flight of the Valkyrie kind of coded, you know, it has that very like kind of frantic sound to it.
Has no meaning whatsoever.
Had a feeling it wouldn't.
I saw it's actually I think it was yesterday to give everything away when we were talking about the back end of the Marley. I saw it. I think it was the composer or the writer for it. It's like, hey, I really appreciate everyone likes it enough to dig into this. Da, 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 da. Has no meaning. It means nothing. It means absolutely it's gibberish. It's like, how can I make something sound in a specific way? And it's just like, Lastis, there we go. It's like, oh, my favorite part of the whole song. But I think I want to say, I think it's this one. I think it's this one. The full thing fascinates me. I love how they've done it.
Is it like the extended version of the song?
The full version, yeah. It's split into 3. The first third is in English, apart from the apart from that bit. Then it will switch into Japanese for the third verse. And then the final chorus is both at the same time. It's all 3 elements going up at the same
I like
time.
that.
It fascinates me. I love it so much. People hated this when this came out.
I mean,
absolutely hated. Like, what the fuck is this? It's like, I kind of get it, but again, you throw a piano and a violin at me, I'm gonna be like,
here's the thing. I am of that mind where it's like I do kind of want something a little bit more thrilling and foreboding while we're staring down the barrel of the end. Like, because so many of the intros
when they're doing the like, because it to me, I've always got the impression the intention behind it is Marley's going back to the fall of Shiganshina, but from a Marley perspective. We're gonna give Marley their own Bees and the Eagles.
Yeah.
And that's what it feels very much like that. It's a very similar thing, but it's very different. I don't think is it Linked Horizon that did this as well?
I think I know I agree with that interpretation. I was thinking that too.
No, it's not Linked Horizon. No, Linked Horizon just do the majority of the openings. I think all bar 2. I think the final 2 they don't do. That's interesting. Yeah. I've just always really liked, and also, of course, the design and the aesthetic of everything.
Yeah.
That weird, like, dusty, ashy marble.
Yeah, and like just like all life being colors. Just undone by war. Yeah.
And like the explosions of the colors.
Yeah.
I tell you, in fact, I'll tell you what got me to because I'll never forget what really got me into this is the piano and the raindrops. That dun 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 immediately got me. I was like, okay, I'm in. Like, I had that meme of like, no, what's this? And wait, getting a little bit fancy.
Hell yeah,
I'm in. So yeah,
we've recorded so much in the last week and a half.
My brain is fucking mush. In the week and a half, Jarod, we have done nearly a season and a half, and that half is of a season that is the length of 3/4 of the fucking show.
It's been a good time.
And we're gonna finish this and spoilers record again. And spoilers, I'm not gonna change. I'm gonna wear this jumper. I refuse.
Well, if Mitch,
I went to bed this morning because we had to sneak another one in there. And I refuse to do this at this time of night and keep piling clothes on my fucking bed because I'm just going, what? And then
well, if Mitch is peeling the curtain back, I'm not going to change the shirt I wanted to wear today anyway.
Joke's on him. I'm gonna change.
Oh, if I see you in a different shirt, I'm running and grabbing a Roosevelt. I also noticed, and this is fully not intentional, like looking back at the recordings I sent you, every other recording I'm wearing a Roosevelt.
That's funny.
And it's
That's
funny is you wouldn't notice because some of them are not the button downs. Like this is a Roosevelt's t-shirt. That like
Yeah.
cyan hoodie is a Roosevelt's hoodie. And then like every other one was like graphic tee Roosevelt, graphic tee Roosevelt, graphic tee Roosevelt, graphic tee Roosevelt. So I just did not realize I was like going every other episode where
Yeah.
but
Excuse me. So
yeah.
Jarod,
You guys can find me over at the Nerd Academy Podcast, where we are doing our MCU rewatch show, The Road to Doomsday. Going strong, counting down the moments to Avengers Doomsday at the end of this year. If you support us on Patreon, $5 and up patrons get early access to every episode, as well as exclusive access to our audio commentary tracks. So that's the main thing over there. Luminous Odyssey, the High Republic RPG series we're doing on all remaining systems, which we're having a lot of fun with. And Epic Confrontations, the Star Wars Trivia League I'm in. So yeah.
You can also find him right here
Bingo.
on the Mitch Extended channel. You can find me on Blue Sky at Mitch Extend 2. So like, comment, subscribe for the more. I'm sleepy, forgive me.
Or the more.
And we'll catch you in an hour plus a week.
For the more.